Morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Unity in Marin for our Sunday service. And we always begin with a time of meditation. So I'm going to invite everybody to just take a breath and just allow yourself the gift of being here right now. So we're allowing our bodies to become still. We're consciously choosing to allow the mind to quiet. And into this spaciousness, we're just allowing our heart to open and soften. So whatever we might have been carrying before this moment, gently and lovingly release it. And whatever might be coming after this moment, just lovingly let that go as well. And in this moment, allow yourself to be present in the right here, in the right now. Quieting a little bit more as we welcome the stillness at the very center of our being. Allowing whatever noises or sounds or bodily sensations we might be feeling, just allowing them all to wash over us. Knowing that they come and they go. But at the root of our root, at the core of our core, there is perfect peace. There is absolute love. And there is infinite grace. How good it is to cultivate this awareness of our true nature and our true name. So let us rest here together in the silence. So just opening our hearts in gratitude for this opportunity to rest and trust, to realign with our essential beingness, that is stillness and wholeness, love and compassion. I see and I know that each one of us goes forth this day anchored as peace, living as love, as the very hands, the very voice of that infinite compassion. How grateful I am. So it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. Service will begin in about 10 minutes. me get some love for Jason, please? You guys there is such a treat in store for you with our choir. Can we give our choir some love? We're going to be performing today. Good morning, everyone here in the room and those who are joining on live stream. We moved the camera, so I'm sorry. There you guys are. I am Reverend Deanne Weir-Morency, and I get to say for the first time on a Sunday that I am the new incoming senior minister here at Unity in Marin. Which is very exciting. Tim is, we had our Unity conference, so Tim is coming back. He's on a little bit of vacation. He will be back for the July 3rd Sunday. So he will be here, and we're working out a really easeful and wonderful transition period as we move forward. So today is an interesting Sunday because we are celebrating Father's Day, while we were also simultaneously commemorating this new, very important holiday of Juneteenth. And there's tension there, if I want to be really honest, between how do we hold both of those things with love and with respect. And so what we're going to be doing here today is we have a guest speaker who's going to be coming in via video to join us. And she's a transformational speaker, and she's going to be speaking about the transformational power of Juneteenth, as well as Father's Day. And then what we're going to be doing to give Juneteenth the weight and the gravitas that it deserves is that on July 24th, 23rd, Cindy Acker and the choir we're going to have an entire service that is solely dedicated to Juneteenth and all of its impact. So just hold that. And save that date because it promises to be a really powerful service in July. So if you are, there's a surge going on right now. Anyone that you see up here without a mask has tested negative right immediately prior to service. We are really urging everyone, if you are unvaccinated, you need to be masked while you're in the sanctuary. If you are vaccinated, please do consider wearing a mask. The numbers are starting to decline, but it is still very active here in Marin County. So we want to keep everybody as safe as possible. Today's flower sponsor is our very own Debbie Sweeney, and I love her happy birthday to me. So when we see Debbie, we have to wish her happy birthday. And it's Father's Day for her 100-year-old father. This is really amazing. So thank you, Debbie, for sponsoring the flowers. They were lovingly arranged by Carolyn McKinnon. If you'd like to, you can sign up to be a hospitality sponsor or a flower sponsor. There'll be somebody out in the courtyard who's available after service to do that for you. And if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you're here with us today. We have text in church, which is a way that we can stay in touch with you via text. And so if you're new, you want to text welcome to 415-991-7111, and that'll sign you up for our text. We promise we don't send you a ton of them, but we do remind you about special events and anything that you might need to know of immediately. And if you're already part of it, just text Loop, and that lets us know that you were here, which is helpful for us to know that everyone has been here. So we do have some sad news, which if you got our email blast, you saw that Sue Schuler, a wonderful, wonderful member of the community and of the choir, made her transition last week. So we are holding her entire family. We're holding everyone in the community who knew her, loved her, still loves her. We've been in contact with her daughter, and we'll be discussing possible celebration of life plans upcoming. So we'll be sure to be keeping the community apprised when that will happen. So the invitation right now is, as we step into our opening prayer, is that we hold Sue and we hold her family And we hold anyone in this world right now that is navigating the grief that is loss, however that looks like for us. And I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to stand and the emeritus who are in the room, and we're going to circle and hold the community in this prayer field. Just go to the edges of, and we're just going to, and is there a prayer box that's going to come forward with me? Wendy, come on up. Sorry, I jumped that. Come on up here with the prayer box. Thank you. And we're just going to anchor this love, the love that is Sue, eternal. Anchor the love that is each one of us, that which sustains and nourishes even in the midst of the pain and the loss, of the grief and the sorrow. So any who are feeling anything that is not an awareness of wholeness, in this moment, just breathe deeply. Allowing the love that is the truth of our life to become palpably present. Knowing that there is nothing that we are experiencing in time and in space that is more powerful than love. And like a balm, we anoint our raw spaces, our sore spaces with that love. And we open our hearts even more. And we allow this awareness to expand beyond those who we may personally know. We allow this to expand, and we see this world that is in such need of love manifest. We just see it bathed. We see it held. We see each of us held in that field that is infinite love and absolute grace. And we welcome the opportunity to be that love for ourselves and for each other and for the world. And I see and I know that as we say yes, the way is made. The way through. As we lift high the fathers of this world, as we lift high the divine masculine that is present within each one of us, that allows us to activate. As we open our hearts in commemoration of Juneteenth, this gap that exists between what is true freedom and what shows up in time and in space. And in this moment, just agreeing that we are going to close that gap. Grace agrees with me. And so as we breathe into that, we just say yes. Yes to love. Yes to freedom. Yes to it being palpably present right now. We send our love to Sue's family and to each other. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. And I'm going to invite Gabe and Grace up.
Thank you, Reverend Deanne, and welcome. Just a really wonderful welcome to have Reverend Deanne here today doing her service as a senior minister. So this is my daughter, Grace, and she was just getting stage fright, so maybe we can just put her at ease. My name is Gabe Paulson, and I'm really, really honored to be here today. I actually requested to be here on Father's Day with my daughter, so great to see you all. And as Reverend Deanne was just leading us through prayer, just a reminder of prayer support. We have in-person prayer requests. You can go to unityandmarin.org, and there's a phone number, and we've had this for years and years and years. Your prayers are held here. They're put in the prayer box. They're sent to Unity Village, and it's held for 60 days. And just a way to feel enfolded by love, to feel protected by divine love. And I'm wondering if you will read with me our mission. We've not done this for a while, but it's really nice to know, what brings us here together and what we really believe in. So if you can say after me the mission there, that we are a spiritual community committed to authenticity, to the expression of love, and support for each other, in living in awake and enlightened life. And we have the 3 principles, so if we can say these together, that would be wonderful. We connect, grow, serve. So let's connect with spirit, inspiring each other, the community, and the world. We grow in consciousness through education, healing, and prayer. We serve spirit, community, and the world. Adventure. And now we'll have the song, Everything's Gonna Be All Right.
Will be. Can I ask you to please stand and sing this song with me? Here we go. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Just you wait and see what the Lord has in store for you and for me. Everything's gonna be all right. Let's do it again. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Just you wait and see what the Lord has in store for you and for me. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right, all right. Everything's gonna be all right, all right. Just you wait and see what the Lord has in store for you and for me. Everything's gonna be all right. From the beginning, everything's gonna be all right. Come on now. Everything's gonna be all right. Just you wait and see what the Lord has in store for you and for me. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right, all right. Everything's gonna be all right, all right. Just you wait and see what the Lord has in store for you and for me. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right.
Thank you. That's good. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Jason. Beautiful, beautiful music. Today's reading the inspirational reading is blessing the divine masculine. The divine masculine blesses, energizes, and enlivens my life. So today, in addition to commemorating Juneteenth, we're also celebrating Father's Day in the United States. And while Father's Day may be a celebration for some, it can be challenging for others. Today we hold Father within Unity's teachings. We celebrate and lift up the divine idea of the Father, the divine masculine. Ernest Holmes describes the living masculine as the assertive principle of living, the projected principle of life, the self-assertive spirit of God and man. Charles Fillmore equates the divine masculine with the power of wisdom. Whether we've experienced the divine idea of father as our actual biological father or another father figure, perhaps a friend or a teacher, or even as the divine masculine within ourselves, today we lift the divine masculine high. In this moment, gather into your heart all of your wise mentors and guides and all who have modeled and anchored an empowerment, an empowered and strong and energized, supportive presence in your life. As you call them into your heart, give thanks for the blessing of the divine masculine, however it expresses itself in your life. Open your heart in gratitude for that divine impetus that advises, supports, listens, and encourages us to grow and expand so that we may live our lives and talents to the fullest, that we may also live strong and decisive, wise, and patient lives. How grateful I am knowing the divine masculine blesses, energizes, and enlivens my life. And from Scripture, I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you, from Isaiah. So as we move towards the meditation, I might end it early. This is her nap time. She's usually a very, very mellow baby, but it's 15 minutes. But I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate Father's Day than to have Grace up here with me. I did this 4 years ago with Finn. And to me, fatherhood is really, it's love. That's it. There's lots of other things, responsibility and selflessness, but that's it. And I think it's a wonderful connection as we connect, grow, and serve to bring Juneteenth and Pride and Father's Day together. Because I think of fatherhood as just one color on the rainbow. And so as you close your eyes and take a deep breath, I invite you to think of how you're protected, how you feel safe, and how you felt loved as we move into the silence.
So we're going to sing a song that tells a story, because there's a place that we've all entered at some point in life, and it brings us out and helps us to remember where we stand. It's called Potter's House.
In case you have fallen by the wayside of life, dreams and visions shattered, you are broken inside. You don't have to stay in the shape that you're in. The potter wants to put you back together again. Oh, the potter wants to put you back together again. In case your situation has turned upside down and all that you've accomplished is now on the ground, you don't need to stay in the shape that you're in. The potter wants to put you back together again. Oh, the potter wants to put you back together again. You are broken. Stop by the potter's house. You who need mending, stop by the potter's house. He's got the fragments of your broken life, my friend. The potter wants to put you back together again. Oh, the potter wants to put you back together again. You who are broken, stop by the potter's house. You who need mending, stop by the potter's house. You've got the fragments of your broken life, my friend. The potter wants to put you back together again. Oh, the potter wants to put you back together again. You who are broken, stop by the potter's house. You who need mending, stop by the potter's house. Give God the fragments of your broken life, my friend. The potter wants to put you back together again. Oh, the potter wants to put you back together again. Ooh, joy in the potter's house. There is joy, joy in the potter's house. There is peace in the potter's house. Yes, there is peace in the potter's house. There is love in the potter's house. Yes, there is love in the potter's house. There's deliverance, deliverance in the potter's house. There is deliverance in the potter's house. There is healing in the potter's house. There is healing in the potter's house. Transformation in the potter's house. There's transformation in the potter's house. You'll find everything you need in the potter's house. You'll find everything you need in the potter's house. You'll find everything you need in the potter's house. Because the potter wants to put you back together again. Oh, the potter wants to bring you back together again.
In Marin Gospel Choir, everybody, with Cindy Acker. So our guest speaker, Lori McDaniel, is the daughter of a Unity minister. She's been raised in Unity's teachings. She lives her life dedicated to the power of transformation and how we are all being invited through everything that we experience to be able to stand in that power of transformation. So she is coming to us via video. What we've done is broken down her talk into 3 parts, and the choir is going to be singing in between each one of those parts. Okay, so we're sort of going to flow between a little bit of talk, some song, a little bit of talk, some song, a little bit of talk, some song. All right, so without further ado, I give you Lori McDaniels.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. My name is Lori McDaniel, and I'm so happy to be with you all today. I was invited to speak today because I'm a transformational equity and inclusion coach and speaker who also happens to be the daughter of a Unity minister, Reverend Diana McDaniel. I was a Unity kid, as they say, and so here I am to commemorate Juneteenth with you and to celebrate Father's Day as well. Now, as I reflected on what messages wanted to come through today, I really began to feel into and reflect on how painful and challenging world events can be today. I've been feeling that we collectively are being given the opportunity to grow in ways that are uncomfortable, to step out of our old selves and into our new selves. It feels like we're being invited by the universe to transform from the caterpillar of our past, both collectively and individually, into the butterfly of our future. And so today we commemorate Juneteenth, and we also celebrate Father's Day. Both are so important and deserve honoring, and it's my pleasure to be here present with you as we journey together today and do both. We're going to reflect and inquire and commemorate Juneteenth, and we'll also weave in appreciation of our beloved fathers on this special day. I'd like to start with a story from the Bible called The Parable of the Sower. It's in Matthew 13. One day, so many people had come to see Jesus that he actually had to go out onto a boat and speak to people as they lined up along the shore. He told this story, and remember, the word sow means to plant. A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seeds, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate them all up. Some seeds fell on rocky places where there wasn't much soil, and so they sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came, the plants were scorched and they were withered because they had no deep roots. Now, other seeds fell among thorns, which grew up and then choked the plants. And still other seeds fell on good soil, where they produced a crop 160 or 30 times what was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. So what seeds are you sowing in your life right now? And in what kind of soil? And what seeds did you sow in your past? And what was the soil of your past like? As a collective humanity, what seeds did we sow in our past? What was our soil like? And what seeds are we sowing now? In America, what is our collective American soil really like? Is it hard and shallow like in the story, in desperate need of water and sunlight? Or is our soil healthy because we've been giving it plenty of sunlight and water, fertilizer, love, compost? Is it both? Is it both hard and shallow and also really well cultivated? And have we been composting? Have we been composting our old collective beliefs into peace and light, community? So we are the sowers. And the soil is our collective mind, our collective heart, our collective life together. Now, Juneteenth is a very special day, very special. It commemorates the day in 1865 that enslaved people who were slaves, enslaved in Galveston, Texas, learned that slavery had been ended a full 2.5 years earlier. No one had told them. And they found out they were free people. Slave owners had not wanted to pass on the news because it meant the end of their free labor and potentially their income. And so, a celebration was held every year thereafter by the formerly enslaved people. And in later years, in our time, Opal Lee worked tirelessly to lead efforts to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. And at age 94, I'm proud to say she stood next to President Joe Biden as he made Juneteenth a national holiday. While it was a joyous miracle that over 4 million enslaved people were freed in 1865, after 400 years of slavery, not 100 years, not 200 years, not 300 years, 400 years of slavery. That's the real documented history. And there were over 4 million enslaved people. What seeds were planted during those 400 years in the American psyche, in our American collective consciousness? What are we harvesting now in today's world from those historical seeds? Have we cleared out the weeds that grew along with the abundant crops of freedom and opportunity? Those things are abundant here. And yet, I'm wondering, have we cleared out the weeds that grew along with them from that era? Perhaps there has never been a full de-weeding, both emotionally and spiritually, from those 400 years of millions of people being enslaved on American soil. I wonder what that did to the health of our collective soil. Thoughts become things. It's not comfortable to really sit with that, but we do believe that in unity, that thoughts become things. And historical events, historical eras are full of thoughts that became things, and they can linger on like spiritual weeds. The good news is, I believe we can heal our soul soil by sowing the seeds of truth, of being truth tellers about what happened in our history, of being people who see the truth, who know the truth, and are inspired, truly inspired by the truth, to sow seeds of healing and repair. Healing and repair. As Jesus said in John 8:32, "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free."
Are you ready for a miracle? Spirit will set you free.
Are you ready?
Ready,
Ready?
ready, ready, ready. Are you ready? Are you ready for a miracle?
Jesus went unto the well and made the water wine.
Are you ready?
The dead and gave sight to the blind.
Are you ready?
Out of the boat to walk across the sea.
Are you ready?
You shall do, gave power to you and me. And I want to know, are you ready for a miracle?
Ready as I can be.
I said, are you ready for a miracle?
Spirit will set you free.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready for a miracle?
Blessed be the ones who mourn, for they shall find their peace.
Ready? Are you
Blessed be the ones who thirst, for they shall know the weak.
Are you
Blessed
ready?
be the innocent, for they shall all be free.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Blessed be the miracle that's made for you and me.
Ready?
Are you ready for a miracle?
Ready as I can be.
Are you ready for a miracle?
Spirit will set you free.
Are y'all ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready for a miracle? Jesus taught the lame to walk, restored the withered hand.
Are you
Healed the leper,
ready?
fed 10,000 just at one command.
Are you
Who had ears,
ready?
let them hear. He taught the multitudes.
Are you
Blessed be the
ready?
pure in heart, for they shall see the truth. And I want to know, are you ready for a miracle?
Ready as I can be.
I said, are you ready for a miracle?
Spirit will set you free.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready for a miracle? Are you ready? Are you ready for a miracle? Are you ready? Are you ready for a miracle? Amen.
So last year, I realized a lifelong dream to live in the mountains, and I bought a lovely little house that has a backyard, and that backyard was overgrown with weeds when I moved in. I cleared out all the weeds several times. They grow back so fast. And throughout the last year, I found myself weeding, de-weeding on and off. And recently, I cleared out all the old dead junipers and any dead or dying trees. They were actually kind of nice, but really dead or dying according to experts. And all year I had really been walking through them, zigzagging in and out of 5-foot tall dead junipers to get anywhere in the backyard. And so I'd been wringing my hands on and off, kind of fretting and worrying with indecision about whether to cut everything down, especially the 2 fruit trees that several people, experts, had told me were dead or dying and couldn't be saved. And yet I just couldn't make myself let them go. So I got up the courage, hired some tree service, wonderful people, and one fine sunny day they came along, and within a couple of hours, the dead junipers, the dying trees, everything that was no longer full of life and, really couldn't be saved either, along with several invasive smaller plants that would have taken over the whole place, were removed. And left behind was a beautiful pile of mulch, chopped up wood that I could use in the garden, and it's decorative as well. That made me feel great that the trees weren't gone, they were just in a different form. And I could use them to grow vegetables as compost and so on. And most importantly, I had a beautifully open backyard. No more zigzagging through the yard, No more worrying and hand-wringing about the fruit trees and what to clear out and what to keep. And now the energy just flows. It's a wide open space, and I felt like it was calling me to create what's next. It was so clear then, once all that open space was there, where the flower beds could be planted, where to leave open space for the vegetables, where a lovely hammock could go. But I couldn't see with clarity until all those dead and dying things from the past had been cleared away. Now, here's the tricky part. Many people think that what needs to be cleared away when we're talking about the slavery era, right, or things that are uncomfortable or painful in our history, and all their legacies, is to just kind of clear away the whole thing and not educate people about it, take it out of the history books. Let's just not talk about it. Let's hold hands. We're all one. Let's just hold hands. But the truth is that we have a backyard full of dead trees, dead junipers. There's hard soil that needs cultivating. And we're trying to zigzag through all these things, pretending that they're not there. What if the only way to clear out the old dead trees and weeds and everything else that really needs to go is actually to turn towards our past, not away from it, with open hearts, maybe even holding hands with one another for comfort and courage as we do that? What if witnessing and acknowledging what has happened in our past is so powerful and clearing of all that dead stuff? What if giving apologies and restoration and reparations and restoring conversations, reconciliation work, to do these things is where the power is? What if seeing all that wide open space calls us forth to harvest something new? What if seeing the good, the bad, the in-between, all of it is what we're being called to do? My parents, who are both Black American, African American, grew up in a segregated South. They were adults before segregation was ended. There were coloreds only and whites only signs everywhere where they grew up. It was very dangerous for them to break any of those rules as well. There were coloreds only and whites only drinking fountains, pools, parks, restaurants, hotels. And these people weren't required to even let Black people in. My mother was one of the first Black high school students to attend an all-white Florida high school. Every day when she went into the lunch cafeteria and sat down at one of those long tables, you can see them in the movies, and some of us had them at our schools, the entire table would be full of white students. And she would sit down with her tray of food, and all the students would get up and move to another table. This happened every single day to her. My mother also talks about how when she had been a child, one of her neighbors had been a slave, an enslaved person. When he was about 6 or 7, slavery was ended. And she remembers his stories well. My point is that slavery didn't end that long ago, nor did its legacies, such as segregation, mass incarceration, and many other things that are directly linked to the slavery era in this country. We may not want to face or feel these things, but remember, the truth shall set us free. There's power and freedom in truth-telling. This weekend, I went on a marvelous hike through the forest near Lake Tahoe with a good friend. She knew the trails better than me. She knew where we were going. I really didn't. I was along for the fun. And she was explaining as we went about the next part of the trail. She said, now we're about to have a really steep incline for a while. It's going to be steep, But up there, and she pointed, it's going to level off. So I thought, great, okay. And so we kept walking for a bit. And after a little bit, we were going up the steep part, and she said, sometimes I feel resentment at this part of the trail. It's just so hard. But there's no other way out. We either turn back or we go up this hill. That's how this trail works. And so isn't that just like the truth, right? It's like so annoying. And we have things like resentment come up and other things that we really just don't want to feel. And yet we have to face the fact that there's only one way out, right? We have to accept that the way out is through. In this case, up the steep part of the hill. Even though we may not like feeling out of breath, even though we don't like the feelings that come up sometimes, like resentment, anger, sadness, they can all come up and be uncomfortable. And don't we always get to thinking, wouldn't it be easier to just avoid it and move on? Wouldn't that just be better? I know I think that. I think that about not only a steep hill, sometimes I think that about history too. I'm human. I don't stay in that belief, but sure, I think those things too. It's hard to feel those feelings. Can you relate to any of this? So I have an invitation for us. It's time for us to stop avoiding the steep emotional hills in history, in our life. Avoiding them is costing us dearly. Telling the truth about our history, it may be a steep hill to climb. We might get out of breath while we're doing it, but we can do it. And we can get spiritually and emotionally fit as we do.
Just before we sing Order My Steps, I want to bring your attention to the chair that has the candle. That is our reminder and our commemoration of Sue Schuler. And so as you see that, think of her voice being a part of who we are because she hasn't left us. She is a part of who this choir has been and a part of Unity.
Order my steps in your word, dear Lord. Lead me, guide me every day. Send your anointing spirit, I pray. Order my steps in your word. Yes, order my steps in your word. Humbly I ask thee, teach me your will. While you are working, help me be still. Your grace and your mercy, oh God, are real. Order my steps in your word. Yes, order my steps in your word. I want to walk holy.
Holy Lord.
My calling to fulfill. Yes, order my steps. Oh,
Order my steps.
and I'll do your blessed will. The world is ever changing,
Yes, changing, Lord.
but you are still the same. You order my steps. I'll praise your name. I want to walk holy.
Walk holy, Lord.
My calling to fulfill. Yes, order my steps. Oh,
Order my steps.
and I'll do your blessed
yes it will. The world is ever changing,
Yes, changing, Lord.
but you are still the same. You order my steps, I'll praise your name. Order my steps in your word, order my tongue in your word, guide my feet in your word, open my heart in your word, show me how to walk in your word, show me how to talk in your word, when I need a brand new song to sing, show me how to let your praises ring in your word, your word, in your word, your word. Yes, order my steps in your word. Order my steps in your word. Order my tongue in your word. Guide my feet in your word. Open my heart in your word. Show me how to walk in your word. Show me how to talk in your word. When I need a brand new song to sing, show me how to let your praises ring in your word, your word, in your word, your word. Yes, order my steps in 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 your word. Yes, order my steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
In your word.
So I promised we would weave in some appreciation for our beloved fathers on this beautiful Father's Day. First, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that not everyone grew up with a father or has a father around. I want you to know that you're seen, you're loved, and I really get it. I honor your experience. Second, I want to acknowledge all the fathers who were or are in their children's lives and are loving, constant, and reliable oak trees of support, like giant oak trees of support. I see you too and honor your many contributions. Recently, I've been spending time in Berkeley, walking among those old, lovely craftsman-style homes that they have there. And there are so many streets that are full of these large oak trees and maple trees that have these vibrant green leaves this time of year. They're just beautiful. On many of the streets, the trunks of these trees are just huge. They clearly have been there for decades. Even their roots are huge. And they're so big that they lean across the street and touch the other leaves of the trees across the street, creating a beautiful green canopy that shields walkers from the sun. Fathers are often like those trees, aren't they? Providing shelter from the harsher elements of life, right? You can walk under their beautiful canopy and be sheltered from the hot sun. And I want to acknowledge that mothers are too, and are sometimes both father and mother. If you have a single parent, single dad, single mom, often you're that tree, right? You're both trees, providing that beautiful shelter. The other day, I read about a group of fathers in Shreveport, Louisiana, who have been volunteer patrolling the halls of their children's school. due to a large uptick in fighting among students lately. There were 23 arrests in about a month, and the dads decided to organize and take shifts to keep everyone on track and safe. The dads call themselves Dads on Duty. One of the dads said, "Beyond surveilling students to ensure everyone is well behaved, we give high fives and share encouraging words," he said. "And we also crack dad jokes, of course. With the dads around, the kids feel safe," he said. "You can just see the love." Can you guess how many incidents there have been since they started being on campus? 0. These dads are like those giant trees, providing shade and shelter with their presence and love. And what a difference that makes. And so, here we are in a time in our world that is full of opportunities for growth, for transformation, as individuals and collectively. And so I ask you, will we choose to weed our collective gardens, our collective heart? Will we climb the steep hills even when we don't want to feel all the emotions that may come up? Will we offer each other shade and shelter from the hot sun? We are all so much more powerful than we know. We can do these things. We can be these things. And so I invite us all to be courageous and to do these things, to be these things with a ferocious commitment to the truth, to love, to community, all the while staying aligned with Christ consciousness and the still small voice of God within us. Together, we can co-create a beautiful, blooming garden of a world for everyone. Thank you so much for having me today, and may you all be blessed by infinite light.
Hard as it seems, standing in dreams, where is the dreamer now?
Wonder if I started to try, would I remember how? I don't know the way to go from here, but I know that I have made my choice.
patience to wait when there is nothing clear,
nothing to see, still we believe, Spirit is very near. I cannot imagine what will come, but I've already made my choice.
And this is where I stand until God moves me on.
And I will listen to God's voice. Could it be that God is only waiting there to see if I will learn to love the dreams that God has dreamed for me? Can't imagine what the future holds, but I've already made my choice.
And this is where I stand until God moves me on.
And I will listen to,
I will listen to,
I will listen to,
I will listen to,
I will listen to God's voice.
Unity and Marin Gospel Choir, everybody, led by Cindy Acker. So I wanted to share something with you. My mom really came through. So my dad, Father's Day is hard for me. My dad passed away 11 years ago on Father's Day weekend, because, you know, he was like that, right? You're never going to forget me, DM. And as many of us who have lost loved ones know, that pain is just part of me now, the loss. And his birthday is May 31st, and so basically from like the end of May through the middle of June, I found myself thinking about my dad all the time. And my mom and my dad split up when I was 16. You know, they did not have anything to do with each other for a very, very long time. My mom was weeding her garden. She was going through stuff in her house, and she was moving it out and getting rid of things. And what she found, oh, that's not the right deck, Kinnick, but that's okay. She didn't find positive affirmations. I had put a picture of this in there, but you guys, it'll be here so you can take a look at it. She found a card that my dad had written to me when I must have been 16 years old. And in that card, all he wrote was endings and beginnings, endings and beginnings. Love, Dad. So my mom's artsy. She framed it for me, and I cannot tell you what it was to open this and see my dad's handwriting. I just broke down in tears. And so this is the power of Father, and it's also the power when we're willing to sort of let go of things. In the midst of letting go, we find real gifts that we can then share with other people. This was doing nothing in my mother's drawer, but it's incredibly important to me. So as we take in everything that Lori McDaniel was sharing with us, just the invitation is to, where are you going to sort of look to your own life and to that larger collective consciousness that she was speaking to? And that this is our work, to walk through, see the truth and walk right through it. So, peace and blessings. This will be here if anybody wants to take a look at my dad's handwriting. And I'm going to invite Gabe up.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Deanne. And thank you, Cindy and choir and Jason and all of you here today. Thank you so much. It's just, it's heartwarming. It's heartwarming. And Reverend Deanne, what a beautiful share. And how many different things we're bringing into today. I want to thank Lori, too, for such a really timely and important reminder of consciousness and awareness that we continually want to grow and connect to and serve with. And we just have so much to learn and so many ways to love in this earth walk. So the slide there says positive affirmations. I think that's the next one. Why I give. And I think really this is a home. And homes and communities are made of giving and receiving. And that's something that we really breathe in and out and live with as a rhythm. And so this is a time also to remember how we give to this place. I just want to say, Cindy put this choir together, and half of the members, you notice it's a pretty thin choir, half of them or so have COVID. And they're maybe watching online, and thanks to all of you who are watching online, and we feel you here in the sanctuary. And Jason is playing, and I was here at 9 o'clock with Reverend Deanne. There's just, the flowers were put together. There's just so much love, and it's really a chance. Giving is a way to feel connected to this community and to keep it going, because there have been so many challenges. So for me personally, I have just today a $20 I'm going to put in the basket back there, and maybe I'll put another one in the other basket, so 40. But whatever you have, you give your time, you give your love, and sometimes we also just need money to keep the utility bills paid. So the way to donate is on the next slide. You can go to the website, and it's just /donate. You can also text us, the number there, those 5 digits. And I think we're going to have the baskets coming around. I guess you can phone in or mail it too. And the baskets are coming around, and we'll have the song that just reminds us the giving and receiving, that flow of community.
Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love. Love gives it back. Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love. Love gives it back.
Thank you. Are there any new people here today? Anybody here for the first time? Well, online, maybe some of you are new, but we do have gifts in the foyer, anybody who wishes to get that. And we just welcome you, community. And as we get through this pandemic, we hope to see more and more people here in person. A reminder, it's Happy Pride Month, and in the foyer also are ways to get pride flags. And, as I said in the meditation, I really feel there's so many colors, and it's a very appropriate way to Juneteenth and Father's Day and any other things. We're really trying to assemble an interfaith, a syncretic, really beautiful community where people can thrive and grow and learn from each other. So, and one other minor note, look at your city. Novato flies the pride flag over City Hall, but that wasn't until very recently. And I'm in Larkspur as the vice mayor, and I actually asked them to fly the pride flag over Larkspur City Hall, which they're doing this week. So stay active, go, part of apply to practical Christianity is remember we live in a society and we live in a political system, and just remind people that everybody counts, everybody needs to be counted. We have a prayer chaplain Wednesday service on July 22nd, and that's me. I'm reading this like for the first time. And I, like Reverend Deanne, I also had, for me, this year was challenging. I've shared this once. On February 12th, my father passed. And then Grace, who's gracefully sleeping now finally, she was born just about a month or two earlier. And it was a very interesting time. And then in between, I caught COVID, and my son too, so we had to move out of the house, and she was premature. It was just a lot going on. And what I thought I would share on this Wednesday night service, I don't think we've done the in-persons for quite a while, is to tell you kind of in 3 parts what that was like. And the first part is dying, the second part is grieving, and the last part is rebirth or birth. And sort of my father, my mother, and my daughter. And I brought my guitar, I just sort of left it there, and I haven't played that for a while. So I'm going to try to sing 3 songs after 3 stories in the spirit of Jack Kornfield meets Chantwave. So give it a try. If you can come, I think it's more about being together. I would just love to be with you together, and whatever happens, all of you have so many stories, all of you have gone through so much, and I think it's really just a time to, to assemble and let's, both grieve and rejoice together. So just before the 4th of July is a community potluck, and again, just a great way to stay together and enjoy each other's company. And if you want to sign up, go in the lobby, there's a sign up there now. And we'd like to get all those signups before the 26th, but it'll be great to see you all there. Also, the prayer chaplains are doing their installation, which is really each year, and I was a chaplain for almost a decade. They go out and they have a retreat, and I think a lot has moved online, but it's really one of the parts of this community that makes us special are the prayer chaplains, and they now celebrate the people who are going to commit a year of their life to calling and praying and being in prayer and meditation and holding us, in higher consciousness. So it's really just a special thing we do here, and it's part of another color of the rainbow for me that just makes us a unique community. Also coming to Unity is Matt Venuti, and it sounds like this is, many of you here are travelers. I think we attract a lot of creatives, and he's both a photographer and a traveler and a musician, and he's going to make that recipe into this incredible evening. So please come, and that's on July 13th at 7 p.m. So you can go online and find out more and learn a little bit more about Matt as well. Then on Sunday in July, the 23rd, about a month from now at 10 a.m., we're going to celebrate and commemorate Juneteenth, which was something we talked a little about today with Dr. Cindy Acker and the choir. And again, Cindy, for your service and all your input and help here, so many thanks. So please come and let's all be a part of this important celebration. And then there's also, next is this QR code. I think actually if you take your phone right now and you take a picture, it's going to make a magical, browser pop up and you can see stuff. So to me, there are classes, there are events, but another nice thing is we're really getting much more in the virtual world because we know with COVID and trying to reach a broader audience, having people like Connect up there and all our different internet services and whatnot is so vital to keeping people connected. And there are people now in many different states and parts of the world. So check that out, and in general, just go to our website, and certainly if you can never make it here, just go online. And
Program as well. So if you didn't get a program, there's a QR code in there so you can take it home and do it in your own time.
There you go. So grab a program as well. Will the chaplains please rise? So these beautiful and really special people are here to pray with you. Whatever is going on, whether it's a joy or a sorrow, it's someone that you can talk to in complete confidence and really an unconditional support. And it's something that I think makes us a loving community, to have this reminder, to have this prayer practice and so forth. So chaplains, for your continued support and your continued service, we thank you so much. Oh, and we have kids. Come on down. So do you want to say anything for the kids, or should we? Yeah. Yeah. Just pop it off.
Okay. Happy Juneteenth, happy Father's Day, happy Pride Month, and happy something else. Happy Power of Imagination. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Shay, who was helping us today in our classroom. And we also have Genevieve, who's our new volunteer. Thank you, Genevieve. And today we're gonna share a little bit what we wrote about fathers. So we're gonna start with Jane. And Jane, I'm gonna help you read yours, right? So Jane said, "My dad is great because he gives me candy, he plays with me, and he helps me." And we made inventions because it's the power of imagination. So her invention for her dad is what? What is that picture of?
Computer.
A computer for her dad. You want to hold it up? All right. Is your dad going to help with the computer? All right. And then we have Fonzie.
My dad is great because he helps me with baseball and math. He always pushes me to be the best. I know I can always talk to him. And then I have arm yar.
What is it?
You just put it on your arm and it feels good.
Okay. Invention for his dad. All right. How you want to read yours?
My dad is awesome because, one, fun, play baseball with me, and weird.
What's your invention? Hold it. Oops.
My invention is like when we play catch, my dad always leaves because his back hurts. So I made like a half, it covers half of your body, separate our arms, like a massage scene.
All right. Thank you, Kai. Come on over here. Do you want to read his?
You say, "My dad is great because." Say it. My dad is great. My dad is great because we play soccer together. He helps me, and he is funny.
And hold up your invention. It's a burrito maker. What about you, Marlon? Here's yours. Can I help you read yours? Okay. All right, Marlon wrote, "My dad is great because he tells funny jokes. We play Frisbee, and he helps me." And what's your invention? Go ahead, I'll hold it. Hold up your picture. What is it?
It's a robot that does everything for you.
A robot that does answers all your
Yeah.
Right? All right, you want to share yours? Okay, I'll read yours. Okay. My dad is great because he's funny, he helps me, he's smart. And he has a very good invention here. Let's look at this intricate drawing here. What's this about?
It's like little like creatures that help you to like build things or anything. Like if you want to like build a house, they'll like help you. Like.
All right, nice job. All right, did we miss anybody? Jake.
My dad is great because he's funny, nice, and patient. I just drew a tree.
breathing. All right. That's our Father's Day contribution.
Great, thank you, and for the family program and everybody. Let's give them a hand. Great job. All right.
We have gifts for everyone, Father's Day little gifts, and the kids are going to be out in the foyer, and they're going to be distributing them to you as you exit. So make sure you get your chocolate.
All right, let's say our prayer for protection. And the refrain, we put our hand to our heart and repeat, I am, like I am the light of God. Okay, so the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And let's sing, God is. Thank you. And let's sing our peace song as we leave.
And I'm here to introduce you to a very unique performance opportunity that I call the Altimazo. Music itself is one of the portals into this magical zone, but if the venue has projection capabilities, I improvise music to stunning and majestic video footage that I've captured from years of touring the country. In 2019, I was the artist in residence in both Florida's Everglades National Park and Virginia's Shenandoah National Park. And these two experiences, plus years of collecting footage throughout the U.S., makes for a visual feast for the senses. Some of the instruments that I play include the 8-octave range wind synthesizer called the electronic valve instrument, and also the hung, H-A-N-G, from Bern, Switzerland, an amazing sound sculpture. then there's the Wave, a brand new instrument that is made by a friend of mine that almost sounds like a crystal bowl, but has its own uniquely beautiful characteristics.